Friday. For some of you, it's Saturday morning, but it is Friday for us, which means it is time for Star Trek and chill. You've had a long week. Now it's time to chill. You've had an exciting week, which is the opposite of chill, but this time it's okay. We're going to talk all about Star Trek Picard, the series, the season, the third season, the series finale. There are going to be no spoilers at all in this entire live show, although there may be a mutiny because I may be outnumbered here. So we might do a poll, which, asks about spoilers, but until we get the go ahead, there will be no spoilers. One of us actually went to the big IMAX theater to watch this thing. So we'll find out who that is. We should do a poll of who that might be. That'll be very fun for me. So anyway, we're going to talk all about Star Trek. It's going to be a party. We're going to have a lot of fun. Also, there's a little bit of news from Strange New Worlds. There's a Klingon that we saw in the trailer. So that was interesting. How do I know it was a Klingon? Because it was a Klingon. It's kind of like when you tell somebody they're drunk and they're like, I'm not drunk. How do you know I'm drunk? And you're like, because you're drunk. That's how I can tell. Anyway, so we're going to talk all about it. Everybody, Melissa Longo is finally here.
I am finally here. Hi. I'm so excited for this because it's fun with all these people.
She's wearing a Stem Bolt and Chill shirt that you can find at the link in the description box below. Nice. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel is here. She's the walking exclamation point everybody knows.
Hi, and I'm wearing a Picard Rise and Chill shirt.
Nice.
From Star Trek and Chill.
That's perfect. You
and
can get that.
Fell off this rolling chair.
Inertial dampers are failing.
It's like on the edge of carpet and the floor.
You guys, you could get your very own Ryza and Chill shirt also at the Star Trek and Chill shop, which is at the link in the description box below. I'm so nervous. We have an actual NASA scientist here, you guys. We have a Mars scientist, somebody that tells the weather on Mars and stuff like that. That's really intimidating. Tanya Harrison is here, everybody.
Hi. I swear I'm not intimidating. I'm pretty cool.
That was scary. Okay, but
sorry, pretty chill. I meant to say pretty chill. Sorry.
Everybody in the live chat
awesome.
Right now, guess where Tanya is. What does it look like that she's in? What, that's ending in a preposition. Take a guess. Where's Tanya?
I guess too?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. To me, it looks like one of those tiny homes. And I don't say that because I've been watching a lot of tiny home videos and how to build them.
So
I guess the question is, how specific of an answer is Ryan looking for?
Yeah,
right.
They're all guessing right now. Andre Kottman is here. You guys, he does amazing visual effects. Is that one of your creations behind you?
It is not, but I have plenty of creations to share.
There will be some.
Yes, definitely. I'm wearing a NASA shirt too, so joining the party. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And also everybody at home, if you've seen Jenny R. Johnson's art, you know all about how amazing and talented she is. Those are not pictures behind her. She actually made those with her hand amazingly. It's Jenny, talk like a pirate, R. Johnson.
That's gonna stick now.
Fun shirt too.
I do.
So.
It just came in my mailbox today.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Nice.
Is that a Mona Lisa emoji?
It's a long story. I worked for an ESL company out of China, and they had this dino that was their mascot, and this is Mona Dino. Yeah, it's very soft.
Everybody,
Nice.
of course, knows that Talk Like a Pirate Day is September 19th. So September 19th is the only time we could actually technically make that joke.
That's my
name is Ryan T. Husk. I'm wearing a 10 Forward shirt today to commemorate Star Trek Picard. I was gonna wear our brand new Cisco family shirt that you see here, but then
It's so awesome.
I didn't want to be
Aw.
that guy that's like, I'm gonna commemorate Star Trek Picard by wearing a Cisco shirt. But that's really cool. And you can get that at the description box link below as well. So many goodies. Anyway, everybody in the live chat, so many great guesses, but Rose Kirby gives the best one. She says, I think Tanya is in a Hobbit dome. Is she correct, Tanya? Where are you?
That's really close. I'm in a tree house in the Cascade Mountains in Washington.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
It seems pretty sweet so far. I got here like
Mhm.
20 minutes before
Nice
this live
pun.
stream started, so I haven't explored much. Oh,
Wow. So you're going to spend the whole weekend there?
Oh,
yeah, it's like glorified camping. There's like a composting toilet and like no running water or anything like that. I figured I
Amazing.
would just relax for a couple days.
That's awesome.
But it's very small. It's literally like all you see right here. It's probably like
That's a
50 square
tree
feet.
house.
Yeah, it's very tiny.
Amazing.
Wow.
But I'm also very tiny, so it works out well.
So everybody in the live chat, let us know what you're thinking and what you're drinking, especially Melissa. What are you drinking today before we get into everything?
I heard it was a party, so I had to get something sparkling. So I got sparkling black tea with peach juice beverage from Trader Jose's. Ooh.
Oh,
Mm.
how is that? Sounds like a lot of
It's
flavors.
Divoon. It's good.
What are you drinking, Anne-Marie?
So I'm at my sister's and there's a case of White Claw for me when I come. So I have that in the closet and I was like, oh, I forgot this was here. So Black Cherry White Claw.
Perfect.
Mhm.
What are you drinking up there, Tanya Harrison? Sap?
I didn't grab anything yet. I guess I got to figure out what with no running water, what can I drink here?
That's tough.
Yeah, you have to like
Oh wow.
Think ahead.
Yeah. What about you,
resources
Andre?
are precious.
I am drinking Corbel champagne and orange juice mimosa.
Oh, I love
Nice.
that.
And
Yeah.
I had Bill Krause's amazing Starship designs up earlier. These are two of mine that I created for 25th century. So
Oh,
guys enjoy.
cool.
yeah,
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
thank you.
Look fantastic.
Thank you.
Not that I'm surprised. We know you're great. Jenny R. Johnson, what are you drinking today?
Today, I am drinking a delicious blush triple berry, non-alcoholic sparkling cider.
Whoa.
Delicious from Bulwark in Nova Scotia.
That was a great sell.
Ooh.
Loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It looks
Wow.
pretty.
I've never heard of that
and
brand.
it's lovely. It's really nice. That's because you're not in Nova Scotia, Ryan.
However, Ryan Galloway in the live chat is in Canada somewhere.
Yes,
Mm.
Ryan.
Ryan, where in Canada are you? I don't remember. I feel like it might be in the middle area, like Alberta area or Calgary. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Canada.
BC, but it's not the East. Anyway, I'm having a orange vanilla Waterloo, like the ABBA song, and I'm going to enjoy it in my 10 forward, never used
Oh.
before
Oh,
glass.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
custom.
It really is
That's
a
awesome.
party now.
Mhm.
And while I
Yeah.
drink that, I'm going to look at my Chateau Picard
Oh.
bottle of wine from Paramount Plus.
Oh my God,
I
that's
don't know if I'll
amazing.
crack it open
Mhm.
just yet, but I'm definitely going to look at it and smell the bottle unopened.
I mean, if there was any time to drink it, it had to
I
be
know.
during the finale, right? Like you've missed
I
your
know.
chance now. It's just got to age.
Mhm.
I know.
Did you ever get the cheese?
I still haven't. I haven't ordered it. It came with like that cheese, get your own cheese, something or other, right?
There was
There we go. I
Picard
just popped
cheese.
it out. Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow.
Oh,
that's
that's
actually
nice.
beautiful.
Wow, that's
Shiny.
really nice.
It's got a
Oh,
nice
wait,
little
can I
wax
see the
top.
top of it? Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I
lovely.
Saw some people like
Wow.
adding extra things to the top, but I kind of like just that plain matte wax.
Mhm.
I love it. Feels nice
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Everybody but Jordy loves that wine. All those wine jokes that they made about Picard's wine this season.
So
That's
good.
good stuff.
That was awesome.
Bye, Katie. Katie's leaving us already, it looks like.
Oh, my
Oh.
All right. So many random fandoms. There she is. I'm drinking water and thinking about going to bed. Good night. Bye, Katie.
Good night.
All right. Oh, right. Ryan Galloway says, I am from Alberta. Nailed it.
Nice.
All right.
Jenny, your drink is so pretty. The color.
It really is. It's crazy. It's like
stunning.
it's a little less red than it looks on camera, but I think they've got there's like red grape something to give it extra pinky.
Ooh.
Like it's just, yeah, it's really nice. Oh my God.
It looks delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we could talk about Picard now. Oh,
Let's talk about the IMAX first.
We have
Oh wait, do the spoilers poll.
Do they want to know about spoilers?
Let me
Has
like
everyone
log
seen it?
into 5
Cool.
accounts.
Anne-Marie's like, let us talk about
Yes.
spoilers. Come on.
Yes. Or I
Wait, what was-
boycott.
what was the thing where we were going to have people guess which one of us has something?
Went
or
to the
did some-
IMAX.
Oh, right. Okay, that's the
Right.
first one.
Which one
just
was it?
delaying
To look
the
at a
spoilers
billboard
poll,
like a
Anne-Marie.
weirdo.
But
What?
is it part of whoever's story? Doesn't that I can't speak. Wouldn't that possibly include spoilers?
Well, yeah. Uh,
Okay. Cheers.
all right. So
Okay, who in
we've
the
got
chat has not seen it yet?
I
Come
mean,
on.
who's here?
That's what I want to know.
Watching
Like,
this amazing television is the question. I noticed my parents aren't in the live chat because they're home watching.
So we've got the
Awesome.
poll going right now, and the question is, who went to the IMAX screening? The possible answers are Anne-Marie, Andre, Jenny R, and Tanya Harrison.
make your
That's
guesses.
That's a Star Trek joke.
Tranya caught that.
I know.
All right. So while they vote on that, first things first. Tanya, you went to the IMAX thing. How was it?
Wait, I thought this was supposed to be a
Well, we
poll.
need to know. She
They
needs to know
just-
for her story if there's a
Exactly.
spoilers.
Exactly.
Well, can you first just tell us, where you went to it and how it was and all that without any major details? Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I went to the Seattle showing, which was not actually in Seattle. So that's slightly annoying. It was like 45 minutes north of Seattle. But I went with my friend that I went to see Nemesis with when it was in theaters, 20 years
Crazy.
ago. So I was like, we both are in Seattle at the same time. We have to go to this. I was like refreshing for 2 hours because I'm sure people saw on social media that 10 a.m. Pacific hit and everybody just crashed the website. So that was a bit of an ordeal. But as soon as I saw I'd gotten tickets, I was just like, holy crap, like this is amazing. So pumped. And the theater was completely full. Everybody was wearing like some kind of Star Trek shirt. I really expected to see more people in costume for like such a big event, but I only saw one woman dressed as Seven of Nine, like really well done. Seven with her like Starfleet uniform and the eyepiece and everything. I wish I could remember her name. She's a cosplayer on Twitter.
I follow her on Twitter, but now I'm drawing a blank too. I'll find her.
She's a fellow Canadian. So
Yes.
'cause we heard her talking, like listing off Canadian cities that were not playing it in IMAX. My friend and I were like, there's another Canadian in here.
Moose Factory. Isn't that a city in Canada? Moose Factory?
Moose Jaw.
Moose Jaw? I think
Moose
there's
Jaw.
a Moose Factory too. Maybe I'm wrong.
Pretty sure
That happens a lot.
I don't
Moose
think
Jaw is pretty
so.
bad too. Yep.
Wait, what?
Here it
There
is. Yeah.
What?
See, don't question my Canadian knowledge. I'm a Canadian. It's in Ontario. Here it is.
That's
Moose
impressive.
Factory. It's an
Factory.
island. There we go.
What?
Wow.
Zoom out.
That's impressive.
I
Where the
am
heck is that?
flabbergasted by this information.
Okay.
Oh, like Hudson Bay.
Yeah, what a
Okay.
geography nerd you are.
That
Yeah.
explains it. Those weirdos
Yeah.
up at the Hudson.
Well, there's like nothing up there, right? Like there's like a town and then there's like nothing.
Yep, there's a Moose Jaw too. Any other moose cities? Andre, we're not going to
Probably.
comment on this.
Where there's Moose Track ice cream.
Mhm. Mhm.
All
There's a
right.
town called Beaver Bank a couple minutes from here. But that's not a moose.
It's a fun one.
Mhm.
Our buddy Michael Kenyon Rosenberg used to live in Beavertown.
Beaverton,
In
Oregon.
Oregon. Yeah.
Beaverton, Oregon. So many people from Beaverton, Oregon have bought prints from me. It's so
Really?
weird. It's so weird.
Wow.
Yeah, like
How
I
random.
just kept getting orders from Beaverton. It was, yeah. I don't know if it was like a big friend group or something, or
I love that.
but shout out to Beaverton.
Let's start the Picard talk with this cool thing. Check this out. Ooh.
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 Ah!
We won't show it forever. I don't know what the copyright rules are. Watching a little clip from Star Trek on Paramount Plus on their Facebook page, but they're doing an amazing job, and
Mhm.
their team, their social media team, is fantastic. We love
Mhm.
them. They've been great, and all their promotions. I don't know how they keep up with all those promotions. There's like news dropping every day, and it's mind blowing. So, Andre,
Back to the IMAX stuff.
oh,
Extravaganza.
is there more to this story?
Not without spoilers, I don't think.
Looks
I
like
mean,
they
I'm
want
just saying it
spoilers.
was really, really great to see like the crew back on the big screen, like where they're meant to be, and having like what I felt at least was a send off that they deserved. Like I was in tears at the end. There were multiple parts where I was like audibly like, oh my God. Oh, I was like so excited. And like the whole
Yes.
theater is just reacting together. So that was really cool to have that like communal experience with all these other people there that were just like, losing their mind over certain parts.
That's
You
what I
know
was
my
going to ask you about, was doing it in a theater, because when we saw like the
Mhm.
premiere in the theater, or whenever you see it with with a few friends, it's great. But if you see it with like 200 fellow Star Trek nerds, it's like there's an energy in
Yeah.
that theater where everybody's gasping at the same time. They're laughing. Oh, were the laughs freaking amazing with 200 people laughing?
Oh man, so good. And like every spot that you would expect, like everybody was just really in sync, and like very well behaved. Like no, there wasn't anybody like causing ruckus or anything like that. It was just like a really good nerdy time.
That's not like the New York ones.
Oh, really?
Oh no.
Like scream out like crazy at those. But I was just gonna say, like, the really special part was that, I mean, I didn't get tickets, but seeing social media, how we knew like people at every single city that was showing it.
Mhm.
And then like
Mhm.
seeing their pictures at all the different spots around the US. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, our Trekkie family is just amazing. Loved it.
Wonderful.
Hey, everybody. Shar Schmidt has joined us.
Hello.
Hey, wait, are we matching?
Are you twinsies?
We are matching.
Finally.
Oh.
10 forward, baby.
I've been wearing
Seemed
this
like a
shirt
fitting
for
time.
35
Wait,
days
you guys
waiting for
work
you to wear
there?
it.
Damn, dude, you better watch that.
No.
How's everybody?
Well, what are you drinking, Shar?
I've got several drinks, in fact. Just got done with the
Nice.
B5 thing. So I have some water, because, you got to keep everything all lubricated. Diet Coke, which I have not finished. And then because it is time to chill, have me a very refreshing and cold, because the other drinks are not, Huckleberry vodka, grapefruit and cranberry drink.
Whoa.
good.
Val too.
Wow.
Rudy.
Yeah, Val too. That's right.
A
No.
few of you might know Darth. Just a quick anecdote is my friend Darth, apparently when he was a kid and he found out what a tropical drink was, certain like tropical fruits so now he thinks that any combination of fruits is tropical. So if you told him what you were drinking, he would say, "Oh, tropical." So he mixes drinks and he'll be like,
That's
orange
funny.
juice, strawberries, banana and rocks. And he's like, it's tropical flavor. So
That's adorable.
it is. It's my favorite thing. Anyway, so we're talking about, you'll never guess, Shar, Star Trek Picard. Tanya here saw it in IMAX, and she was just telling us about how amazing it was and how well behaved the fans were, which is a weird flex.
Right. And calling in from a treehouse.
Right. She is.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the other amazing part.
Very cool that you got to be there. Sorry, I missed the details.
Oh man, I was so pumped. Like I'm really, really glad. I didn't actually think that I got tickets because by the time the refreshing stopped, it said it was waitlisted. So I put my name on the wait list, and then it kicked me over to my account page on whatever that service was they were using for tickets. And in there it was like, oh, your tickets are waiting. So one of the failed checkouts must have actually gone through, but it didn't send me an email. I never got a confirmation screen. So it felt like total crapshoot. But before I'd seen that, I'd already posted on Twitter, like, if anybody has an extra Seattle ticket, I will give you free space swag, whatever. I've got a whole box of stuff. I'll just bring it. You take whatever you want.
That's great.
No one took me up on that offer.
I'll name a star
okay.
after you.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever you
I
want.
ended up not
I'm glad I
going.
went.
Are you the only person in the group, Tanya, who was able to go, or was there anybody else?
No, I got it was crashing when I was trying to do the wait list.
Yeah,
I just heard everybody complaining about the website. It just was like a
Craziness.
deluge of people
But the best
saying,
part about it,
OMG, why isn't the website working? I'm like, I don't know. I'm out to lunch. I'm just
but the best
having
with
breakfast
Walter.
for lunch. Yeah.
But then the best part was Star Trek fans are so we won't let anything go. So then the next phase of that was everybody researching the company.
Yeah.
This totally legit company everybody's heard about, and we know that it's going to go through just fine because it totally did, didn't it? Oh, come on. We all knew this was going to happen. And guess what? 20 minutes of click, bad gateway.
It was
a different error. Cool. Oh, yeah, click.
But then I was Googling, and the number one thing coming up with the company is how reliable is this website?
Oh no.
Top 10 reasons that this website is reliable. Number 7 will surprise you.
Yeah. They were not expecting us, the Trek fans.
I'm not sure why they didn't stagger the ticket release more. They all went live for all the cities simultaneously, but why not? They're across multiple time zones. At least reduce your server traffic by a factor of 3 or 4.
Right.
Thank you. That makes way too much sense to implement that, though.
It was so funny.
Now we got to do it all at once and crash the server that can't handle half this traffic. Great idea, guys.
I mean, it's amazing that it was popular enough to do that. I think that's a testament to how good this whole season was, that so many people jumped on to get tickets.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I agree.
Cool
Yep.
poster. Cool poster.
And with more movies coming out in Star Trek 2, I think there's more opportunities for theater releases. I'm so stoked for the movies they have coming out, Section 31. It's gonna be awesome.
Great idea.
I hope that shows in theaters.
Me too.
That would be great.
Yeah.
You got Michelle Yeoh. How could you not?
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this on the subject of Star Trek Picard. This was a good season. That was a good finale. I think a lot of people were happy. There are a few people that actually said, surprisingly, I saw that they said the third season was the worst season of the 3.
Really?
They were saying that
surprising.
not a lot actually happened in season 3. It was more fan service than anything else. Maybe there's an argument that could be made for that. I loved it. But how do you think that Star Trek Picard season 3 number one, is it better than the other two seasons? But more importantly, how does Star Trek Picard in general stack up against the other Star Trek series, all of them? Like, is it in the upper half? Does it need more time to digest? You guys got real quiet on that question.
We're busy thinking.
I know.
It's a tough question to answer since we are coming so close off the finale. Like I don't know. I don't know about you all. I'm in some weird space between the high of that, but then I'm starting to crash as well. It's going away. I need to watch it again and really start to synthesize some thoughts. I don't know. The fact that seasons 1 and 2 differ so much from season 3 and there's not a whole lot of cohesiveness between them does take Picard down a notch for me. I'm sorry. That's just the way that's working in my head right now.
I actually feel, having seen all 3 seasons, I think whether they did a good job at putting it all together or whether my brain has just done a good job of putting it all together, I see a real arc for Picard through, like, Picard himself through the 3 seasons, you know, and so it's less about kind of the story, which there was a lot of different stuff happened between 3 seasons, but in terms of it as a show about Picard, I feel like there's a clear arc.
That's a really good point. There is thematically things going on for him, for sure. Yeah.
And also just like, I felt like one of the reasons I started crying was like, you see him with Jack in that, like, whatever. I won't do spoilers. But
no spoilers.
Yeah. But basically I felt like the way that you feel in Deep Space Nine when Worf finally laughs and like looking for Cormac in all the wrong places because he's so happy. It was just like, Patrick Stewart was such a nuanced actor and we've been waiting like 35 years. And suddenly, like, this weight was lifted and he seemed like so fulfilled. And the way he acted it, and it just was so cathartic and happy and heartwarming to see. It was amazing. So it kind of more felt like a 35-year character arc than just a 3-year arc. And also, like, it's, it's just, and I guess, like, the other weird thing is that, like, season 2 and 3 were made by the same people. So it's so strange. Like, that's blowing my mind because they feel so different. And they were, like, made within, like, like, back to back. That's crazy.
I see season 2 as like, I know there's all the other stuff, but I mean, in terms of, like, Picard and Q and that emotional journey in there, I feel like he was prepping him for season 3.
I feel like Picard got the chance to tell some new stories in the beginning with season 1, some aspects of his life that we never saw. And then season 2, we get a big conclusion with what was one of his biggest adversaries kind of tying into, and really even the events that Q started off. It's almost like Q had to do this in order to kind of ensure continuity across the timeline non-linearly. But season 3 felt like 35 years, like Emery, what you said, seeing the conclusion to an epic story. And when I saw the big D on screen, it just felt like, oh my God, I'm home again. And it was like the story that they needed, and lots of tears came when I saw that. So it's like new stories and then general conclusion for the whole group is what I thought Picard gave us.
And the casting, in my opinion, was top notch. Ed Speleers, in my opinion.
Yeah, Michael Dorn really nailed Worf.
Oh my God, yes. So good.
He's finally coming into that character.
No, but yeah, you're right.
That played Jack rose to meet, Patrick Stewart's standard of delivery. Everyone did a fantastic job throughout the entire season. And even the newbies who came in, the bridge crew, Jack and the LaForges.
Love them.
The other thing was like, and it wasn't even just Picard who had that arc. It was like, I mean, I love all good things, but I never thought it was my favorite. It never felt like my favorite, like, finale, because it's a good end of the story with the poker table, but nobody feels like completely fulfilled. And it, like, this Like
Yep.
you see Geordi fulfilled, and you see like Data fulfilled, and you see like all these characters like Troy and Riker and their amazing power couple, like dream power couple goals. Like it's just everybody. There's like a weight lifted from Dr. Crusher, even though Wesley isn't around. And even Worf, like I felt like in that moment with Rafi, like not giving anything away, I just felt like watching that, I was like, how proud would Jadzia be of him? It just like was so beautiful. He's like come so far, and like he's really like doing things just for himself, for like the good of other people he cares about, not like for honor for the Klingon Empire. And it's just I thought that was also beautiful. And it was also kind of like it took like all the previous finales and sort of like built on it and made it better in my mind. Like the really fast, the other one is caregiver, or not caregiver, not caregiver, and not caretaker. Endgame.
Is that the mirror universe of caretaker?
I love it.
No, I meant to say Endgame, because like that's the other one like I love, but it just like ends abruptly. You get back to Earth and you're like, oh my God, I want to know like what happened. And this one, I looked at the clock and I was like, what? We have like 30 more minutes. And
thank goodness.
Exactly what I wanted Voyager's finale to be. Like knowing a little bit of
totally.
Yes. I was thrilled that we didn't end with all of the action. I was afraid of that.
Yes, me too. I've been burned.
So when we actually got to get some follow-up and processing, that was nice. That if anything felt like that big warm meal that really needed to just culminate everything that the season was.
And there was one particular, I wasn't paying attention to the time or anything. And so there was one particular scene I thought was going to be the end. And then when it kept going, I was just like, oh, good. Okay. I'm really glad that they didn't just leave it there, not again. Getting burned by Endgame.
Oh my gosh.
I just I remember that from like in high school, and just being so mad. I wanted to call my friends and be like, what was that?
I was actually thinking if
I was pissed too.
IMAX, you'd be like multiple, because I could see like the tick, like the time count. But I was like, if you're watching this in IMAX, like you must be like constantly like, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, that's right.
So many cool little themes.
You would have no idea.
And they played the previous week's episode right before it, but they aired it as one giant movie.
That's nice.
So it was 2 hours.
I didn't realize. Yeah,
cool.
I didn't realize that's what they were going to do. They said it was 2 hours, but I thought they meant the final episode was going to be 2 hours long. So when they started playing last week's episode, I was like, I was slightly disappointed that we weren't getting a 2 hour conclusion, but they managed to fit so much in that last hour. Like I was really surprised.
Even the computer voice on the D got like a little goodbye. It was just the Mary Tyler finale.
That brought tears.
That might have gotten me more than anything. Hearing Majel.
And her name in the credits, just so special.
Like the nice shout outs to almost everyone. Like getting their moment. There's one person, I'm sure everybody here knows who I'm talking about, that like gets a shout out and did get like, what do you call it, Ryan? The
non-appearance mention.
There's like one person that got that, and I was like waiting for a cut to that person, and they didn't show.
Oh, that would have been good.
And I was like, oh man, that would have been just like beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was so, and I'd never really thought about that, Tanya, but about the fact that you had no idea how much time was left in the movie. Everybody else, like myself included, we're watching it and the action kind of stops and we're like, well, hang on a second. You checked how much time there is. And you're like, there's still 25 minutes. This is great. I would have never thought that I would be excited to see so much post-climax epilogue, right? Lord of the Rings also did that, and I was very happy for it.
That's what I was hoping for.
But I was I could have watched an entire hour of that stuff. I was like, it was like a teddy bear. It just gave me so much comfort and joy and happiness to see all of my favorite characters, except for the few that died. No spoilers.
Well, that was the other thing. Thank God, like Jonathan Frakes, this is not a spoiler because he did an interview where he said nobody dies in the final episode. Because if it wasn't for like Seventh Rule and Ritual Check-On, and I didn't know, because they made it sound all year like somebody dies. Obviously, they meant Shaw in like a different episode. I was like, if I didn't know that, I might not have ever watched episode 10 because I don't want to lose anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, and
They wrote it
normally
like-
All lose Shaw either.
I get
shows.
excited about deaths and characters dying because it feels like it raises the stakes and it makes it more powerful. But I was
Not with
so
these guys.
glad
one.
nobody did. I just wanted,
I was relieved.
I
Yeah.
just
So
wanted
happy.
the happily ever after, and
Yeah.
I was such
Yeah.
a shill for it. I was just like, yes, I just
Yeah.
want to be happy and watch them be happy and know that they're going to live out the rest of their days as pals.
And happier than
Maybe.
they started.
Play.
And happier
Oh,
than
yeah.
they
Yeah.
ended.
And they wrote it like
didn't-
anybody could die at any minute. Like I remember just going through it, like the way they were looking at each other. I mean, like that's when the
yeah.
tears came out for me. And then the Enterprise D, they could kill her again. I mean, it was just so many emotions. So when we got to that ending, I was so relieved. Yep.
Yeah.
It was
You would
actually
have
a
been-
surprise to me. I figured somebody was going to die. Maybe everybody on the
Yep.
cube especially was
Right.
going to
Yes.
die. That would have been
They
the
could all
price
die.
to pay to save everybody else. That seemed like, okay, that's going to fit. That's typically what people do
That's
in
what
the,
every show does.
modern
Mhm.
day
Yeah.
TV these days. Nobody is safe. And so to have it be the happily ever after was like, huh.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I
as
feel
long
like
as you're not
that's
a
a good
guest
nod.
character and you're not Shaw, you're gonna live.
And I feel like it's a
Or a
good
villain.
nod back to old Star Trek, right? Like you knew every week on TNG. Well,
It's true.
Tasha
Except
Yar.
for Skin of
An
Evil.
exception.
Tasha.
Well, except for people
I
wanted
know.
out of their
I still haven't
contracts.
recovered
Yes.
from.
Yeah. Generally speaking, you knew like Picard wasn't going to die on the away mission. And so, yeah, I also thought that the same scene you're referring to, I was like, oh man, they're going to die. So when none of them died, I was like, oh, okay, that's a huge relief.
Yeah,
I
it was a
think
good fake out.
too.
Speaking of fake outs, the way they name dropped Admiral Janeway so many times and then she doesn't
I
show
totally
up.
was shocked.
You guys were expecting her there, weren't you?
I was so shocked.
I figured that's what they were going for, but the fact that they played with us that way, good on them.
Yeah, that was
I
really
mean, we
fun.
have Janeway and Prodigy. It's fine. What I can't forgive them for is we don't get to hear Seven's catchphrase yet.
Oh,
I
I
was
was
just
just
no,
gonna mention,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
I've never been so excited for a bridge crew
Yeah.
in my life.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
usually it takes,
Pressure
like,
was
I
on.
know.
oh my god! Sometimes it takes me like Voyager. I didn't fall in love with them till like season 7, and now I love them all so much.
Yeah.
But like
A
this
thief,
was like
a
the
spy, and a
second
pirate.
they were on the bridge, I was like, I need to see the show. I'm
Yeah.
so
Yes.
Right.
down.
If this isn't a
Yeah.
backdoor
Yes.
pilot, what is?
Totally.
Right?
Loved
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
This needs to
like
happen.
that scene, the scene where it cuts off when you don't get to hear what she says.
Mhm.
That would have been so brilliant. I was waiting for it to cut to Star Trek Legacy premieres this date. Like they were just not telling us until this was done. And then they
Oh,
didn't do that,
only, yeah.
obviously. So I was like, oh man.
Would
Yeah.
that have not
No.
been the cherry on top, man?
You know what's funny is that I could totally picture Terry Matalas saying, hey, I'd love to do a spinoff. I'd love to do something called Star Trek Legacy, all this. And they're like, no, we have everything mapped out. We already have all of these things working. Okay, fine. Are you sure? Yeah, we're sure. Okay, fine. I don't want to hear about it ever again. Okay, I won't bother you. And then he makes season 3 and has like the biggest, most obvious backdoor pilot. He's like, what? I'm not asking,
Like,
but I'm
2
just
times
saying
over.
that if you don't do
Yeah,
it,
I
the
know,
fans are the ones
multiple
asking about it.
times.
Like, they're gonna be pissed.
Well, he did a great job of opening the door for more stories
Yeah.
while
Totally.
telling a really big epic story at the same time. There's so much
Yeah.
new material, places where we could go, and that's fantastic because we need to keep things fresh in a 50-plus-year-old franchise.
Mhm.
So really, that was super smart of him, and thank you, Mr. Matalas, for doing that.
Yeah.
I
And
just-
he even opening the door for like things like short treks and
Exactly.
movies like
Yep.
Section 31
Yeah.
and along with series. It could go
All of
We
anywhere.
it.
could go back to the Starfleet Museum too and see what Geordi has cooking. And there's so many
Exactly.
possibilities
Oh my
for that
God.
crew.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what
like,
had
in
me
his
feel good.
garage.
Crusher. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see a VR tour now of that museum
Oh my God.
Some
yeah.
someday
Oh my
when the
God.
technology can make that happen. Oh man.
Can I just say that I really want I wouldn't have expected this, but now that I feel like I've been satisfied and satiated with the Magnificent Seven of the Next Generation. I really
Yeah.
want a spin-off just so I could see more Rafi. Like
Mhm.
she's
Yes.
definitely
Yes.
You know,
Love her.
for
Yes,
me, she was
please.
the highlight.
Auntie
You know,
Rafi.
I loved all the ones that
Oh,
were introduced in
I love
season
her.
1. But
Mm.
if we get nothing else, I would love more Rafi. Because look, you know, the Next Generation crew,
Agreed.
they got 7 seasons. 7 and 9 got 7 seasons, plus
Yeah.
these 3. They all got a lot of love. Rafi only got 30 episodes.
Yeah.
Well,
I
here's
know.
the
She
other
deserves
thing,
more.
Rafi.
Like,
Yeah.
I
She
think
deserves
her
more time with
character-
7, and we need to see what's going on with their relationship
Yes.
and building that. And now
Yeah.
their captain and first officer. This could be like the Janeway Chakotay dynamic that never fully happened.
Yeah.
Right.
And never will, Shar.
Like, you
No.
never
Shut
see people who like struggled with addiction. You never see like, I mean, sometimes you'll see, like a
Yes.
redemption
Absolutely.
story where they go through something, but like what happens after the end of that, or what happens like when they're back on the horse and like,
We need more.
and like just like something inspiring and uplifting, because it isn't the end of your life and you don't always live in a shadow after. And I just,
Exactly, yeah.
I just loved where her character is going. It's just so inspirational and amazing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
Michelle
she's
Hurd.
so
Oh,
smart. Yeah. Yeah.
she's a beautiful
like-
human being, and I just
She
want her
is.
to do more Star Trek.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
love
and-
that
Perfect
she
for the
fought for
franchise.
her redemption and didn't give up on that because of the
Yes.
pressures of other people who didn't know what was going on. They had no business sticking their nose into what she was doing. And then to give her an ultimatum about, you know,
Yeah.
ugh.
They got to be talking about that, right? In some sort of
I hate that
epilogue.
guy.
Straighten that out, Rafi. Send Worf as backup.
I know.
Well, Tanya, I think you have to hop off in just a moment, right? In your
Yeah, I
tree
gotta-
house. Are you going to give us a tour before you leave?
Oh man. Well, it literally is like just what you can see here. It's this room.
But we especially want to see
And
out
then
the
there's
window, I
Bed up
think.
there.
That is so
Nice.
the
cool.
I
window.
love that
I don't know
love.
if you can see.
Wow.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Oh,
Beautiful.
cool.
Mm.
That's so
I'm excited.
cute.
It's like very damp. It's very Seattle outside. It was pouring the whole drive here.
Aw.
Like Ferenginar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Is that what Seattle is, Ferenginar? I've never been to Seattle.
Basically.
pretty much. I don't know. Now my tactic is to tell people that it really does rain all the time, so people will stop moving here and the real estate prices will go down.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
It
Don't
does rain
encourage
a
them to
lot,
come to
though.
California. We got too many people already.
Mhm.
No, Californians are all moving here. That's why everybody here is mad.
Oh, that's true. We are spreading out. It's expensive to live here.
Many of us are
Mhm.
moving
It's
back to
moving everywhere.
California.
Yep.
We
Yay!
moved
Are you?
away only to discover it's the best. Yep.
With the
In the summer,
quickness.
I'll be back in LA. Yep.
All right.
I
We'll have to
cannot
party it up
wait.
when you get here.
Absolutely.
Well, Tanya, thanks for playing with us. And can you tell everybody where they can find you online before you go? Nice shirt, by the way.
Mm.
Oh yeah, vintage from when TNG started. That's the things used to show.
Jealous.
Wow. Old school.
It's
Cool.
only slightly younger than me. You can find me anywhere online is at Tanya of Mars, mostly on Twitter, but I decided to come back to Instagram as of like 3 days ago. So maybe I'll post more pictures. We'll see. I like hiding behind the text so that you don't have to see my face. But
Are you also Tanya
yeah.
of Mars on Instagram?
yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Medium, pretty much anywhere. Hopefully somebody doesn't try to find somewhere that I haven't signed up and like impersonate me, but I've tried to like capture it everywhere, even if I'm not
Mhm.
active there yet.
Smart.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a
Well,
good
thank you
weekend,
so much,
everybody.
Tanya. Have a better
Good to
weekend
see
than the rest
you.
of us. Totally jealous.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
All
Bye-bye.
right. So
I have one
Actually-
other thing I have to mention too, which is that in that poker scene, all I could think was, oh my
Hey,
gosh, is
hang on,
Jenny
wait, wait.
Johnson going to do a follow-up painting?
The poll said yes to spoilers, by the way.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Yeah, it did.
several
Right.
people said yes, but several people also said no to
Okay,
spoilers.
but obviously some people were going to play poker at some point, is all
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's
We've
Star
got
Trek,
a current
TNG.
15% said please no spoilers. So here's the thing: if we do delve into spoilers, we'll give you guys a nice warning so that you can turn
Mm.
away or make some grilled cheese sandwiches.
Mute.
Also,
Yay.
yeah, we should have like a thing that says spoilers, and then they mute, and then when the thing flashes on again,
And then
they can unmute.
let's work on that.
The other poll that we have going is, did you go to an IMAX screening? And surprisingly, 12% in our live chat actually said yes. I'm sure one of them is John Orchiola of Screen Rant. I saw him in the live chat.
He was there.
Yeah.
Let us know in the live chat, John, how great it was. And anybody else that did go that answered yes to the screening, let us know how it was, how much you loved it, and what your favorite scene was, trying to avoid any kind of spoilers. But there's one that I could just imagine. Oh, we didn't get from Tanya what her favorite one was.
I know.
Oh.
Because I had an idea of what it might be.
Just have to come back sometime.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
In a
Well-
non-spoilery way, Anne-Marie, I am going to make a painting.
Okay. I
Yay.
was like, there needs to be. This is
the
screaming for Jenny R.
best
Johnson.
Scene ever.
I totally guessed it too. Am I right? I mean, there's no way it's not
Yeah.
that. I was
Of
like,
course.
as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, I know Jenny's
Oh,
next
no.
painting.
Oh
What
no!
the heck?
John gets the cool seat by the window.
Wait a minute. Oh, there I am. Oh.
Wow, this is wild.
Yeah, Char gets the window seat. Is
Ooh.
Damn right I do.
that an iPad next to you, Andre?
It is. It's
Nice.
a pad, Star
It's a
Trek
pad.
pad.
Wow.
Padded
All right. Enough screwing around. Hey, in the live chat right now, our good buddy Rico E. Anderson says, Andre. I think he meant
Rico.
Andre, but he added a lot of E's.
Lots of E's. I added lots of O's to his name.
Rico. Okay, so back to Picard. Who
Oh my god!
Are
I
you-
still am sad that the villain didn't turn out to be that like landlady housekeeper from Time
Mr.
Zero.
Picard.
That was my favorite theory of all time.
are you guys sad that that's the
Yes.
end of those characters? Or
I-
do you feel
I don't. I
satisfied
refuse
like
to believe it.
the book is closed and you're okay? They got the ending that, you know, the send off that you always wanted, or are you like, nope, I'm still sad that it's over?
I think we're going to see them pop back up.
I
I think
think
for
so,
the
too.
group, like that was a good conclusion to their story. But I mean, come on,
Right.
Admiral Crusher, Worf is the head of Intel,
Worf
and if
and
we get more
Rafi.
25th, yep, that we're going to get more stories. Geordi's going to
Yeah.
pop up on his daughters. Like,
Right.
I think they left it so they can all come back, and I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you, Andre. I think this might be the last time we see them all together, and certainly on
Yep.
the Enterprise D.
Right.
Yep.
But oh my
Yeah.
gosh, come on. We are going to see some of them again sometime. It's just a matter of how and when.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I think too, like when All Good Things happened, like I was devastated. But it was the 90s. Like it turns out all these people were fans that I didn't know were fans because nobody talked about it because it wasn't
Yeah.
cool. So
Right?
it really felt they were gone and it felt like lonely and the
Yeah.
difference now is that we have all of this kind of stuff
Yeah.
that it doesn't feel like it's the end because the family, you know, like the
Connection.
yeah, yes, exactly.
That's the theme.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean I'm sad to see this end, but it doesn't feel like an ending, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah. I got
Yep.
that feeling
Yeah,
too.
I
It
totally
didn't
feel
feel
that.
like an ending. It felt like the closing of a chapter on Enterprise D, but
Yes.
that's as far as it went.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see them again.
Oh, I've got
That's a good
goosebumps.
point
Oh.
because we used to only have Star Trek. So when Star Trek ended, there was just emptiness. There was just the regular life with all
yeah.
the weirdos
Mhm.
out there.
And
Boring.
And now, if
iterations,
a
they
Star
didn't
Trek episode
Easter
ends,
eggs.
there's everybody on social media. There's all your favorite, you know, Facebook groups and nerdy things going on.
Yeah.
There's things like this podcast. There's YouTube.
Yeah.
There's, Star Trek on Paramount Plus that keeps popping out more things, so it's like,
even
though
actors,
the episodes are over. Yeah, the episodes are
Yeah.
over, but the community is still going full steam
Exactly.
ahead.
Stronger
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
True. So much more
Mhm.
connection. And it is cool to be a nerd.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember the 90s too, when
Oh
it
my
was not
gosh.
cool to be in middle school and watching Star Trek and admitting it openly.
No,
Yeah.
I know. I was definitely a closet watcher.
Mhm.
I mean, like, I never even thought this would ever be possible, that like TNG would
Right?
ever come back. And it was already shocking they made the movies, but like,
Yeah.
just didn't feel like Picard felt for season 3. And I mean, like you guys are saying, I mean, when I discovered podcasts a few years ago for Star Trek purposes, I was like,
Yeah.
it's just amazing. It's
Amazing.
like finally have like, I mean, I missed it so much even without
Mhm.
them. So it's just been such a treat. And also in the
Oh,
new
yeah.
shows, like they do more. Like I feel like in the 90s and early 2000s, like Easter eggs were dropped in, but it had to be done like sort of like under the table, and it couldn't be like
Mm.
specific references. Whereas like in the shows going on now, like they just bring people back
Yeah.
or they'll directly
So much
mention
better
them.
orchestrated now. Back
Yeah.
then, they were working so fast doing 26 episodes a season. That kind of planning was really hard to do, and they only saved it for the most momentous of occasions, usually.
Yeah. And I mean, I loved all those, and that's like my original, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'll never see them again the way that I felt
Yeah.
before.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It feels satisfying, not final.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
I'm just
connection
so
and
proud of
empathy
them.
they're big themes across multiple Star Trek shows. Ryan, you asked earlier, how does Picard connect to multiple Star Trek shows? And connection came up a couple of times with his son feeling disconnected. And then at the end, Picard was like, I'll stay with you. And then Picard empathized with him first, without getting into spoilers. And, I just remembered, no spoilers, Andre. But Discovery also dealt with connection and empathy, and so did Strange New Worlds. So it's nice to see those larger themes cohesively tied in through the shows. Like it shows that there's planning between all the Star Treks, and that there's a direction, which now we know there's phases coming. I am so excited. Like there was a 10-year gap that just killed my soul when Star Trek wasn't on after Enterprise, and
Mhm.
now it's back. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
I
and
feel like
it
there was
also seems
sorry.
like they're running all of the shows, Star Trek shows are running with the theme of family underlying each
Mhm.
through line. And that's beautiful. I love that because this universe is family and it should feel familial. So I love that they're
Definitely.
doing that with these shows.
We've
Same.
got another poll in the live chat, everybody. It's very exciting. The question is, how does Star Trek Picard, or how does the Star Trek Picard series stack up to the others? Is it the best series out of all 11, or I guess 12? We're counting the animated series and we're counting short treks. Is it the best out of 12? Is it top 3? Is it top 5? Or is it somewhere in the bottom 5 or bottom half?
Stop Sophie's choosing me. I don't know. I love them all so much.
I don't think I
Me
can
too.
rank them. I really don't. It's because it's almost like even a show that I'm not as attached to, sometimes you're just in the mood for that,
Right.
It's like I think of Star Trek as like different restaurants, like you don't always want pizza, but sometimes pizza is the thing.
I
that
mean, you do
need.
kind of always
Yeah.
want pizza, though.
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, I always want pizza. But yeah.
Sure you do.
Eat at your parties.
Always.
It's always
Try to
good.
convince ourselves
Yeah.
that we don't, but it always sounds good.
Yeah, and like some people love Korean barbecue, but other people really,
Mm.
really love, vegan.
Tofu.
Yeah, exactly. Which is also delicious.
It
Sure
is.
Right.
is.
Yeah. So it's just, there's something for everyone.
So I'm getting a request in DMs for Andre's Twitter handle because his ships are so amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's the Sci-Fi Dre. You can follow me there. I'm also at Sax Man Dre. So Star Trek's on both of them. And I have an ArtStation page at artstation.com. Sci-Fi Dre. I'll definitely get some more up too. I have a lot I haven't posted yet.
I just added at the Sci-Fi Dre in the live chat, so whomever is asking can just go.
I'll post there. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Because his ships are so cool. That's why.
It is.
Somebody slid into Anne Marie's DMs and they're like, where can I see him?
What's on this?
Okay.
Anyway, so, well, Andre, would you put Star Trek Picard, the full 30 episodes, only 30 episodes, that's weird. Would you put that in the top half of Star Trek series, the upper echelon? Does it need to marinate a little longer? Do you refuse
I need to marinate.
The question?
Yeah, I see this kind of tied in with TNG. Like I'm trying to separate it, but I feel like they should have just named it Star Trek TNG Part 2, the corniest name.
It does kind of feel like a TNG bonus.
Right. It's the story, the cap off their stories, because even in Nemesis, when Data died and there was no music playing once he was dead, I mean, it was like, oh my God, then they fixed that. So it's hard for me to rank it now. I just need to marinate on it a little bit more, but I will say season 3 was probably some of the best Trek, with episode 10 being probably the best episode for me since Best of Both Worlds.
Wow. The best Picard related or the best Star Trek episode since 1991?
Probably top 5. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Picard related, I think, for me. Yep.
It's pretty big though.
Yeah, definitely.
And it is kind of fun, like having that buzz again. Like Picard is definitely the first show since TNG. Not that it was ever cool to talk about Star Trek in the 90s, but like occasionally you'd be out and you would realize like other people at the store watch TNG or something. Like you would overhear something, or like your dad would get invited to one of those like parties where everybody's a different character on TNG, and you guess you like have to problem solve like those party kits, sort of like choose them, find a murder.
Like a murder mystery?
Yeah. One in the 90s. I was so jealous.
Why didn't I grow up in your house?
Well,
Oh my God.
Like, it was a neighborhood event for just the parents. But like I felt this was the first time I felt like that was back. Like I'd go out to bars in New York and everybody would be talking about Picard. Like it just
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Like I feel like it's got that. It really played on the like everybody who just was like as Larry Nemechek says, like an armchair fan. Like it really played on that nostalgia and like reached so many people again. So nice to see. So fun. And so fun how much like everybody was loving it.
Oh. Yeah, it's been like I hadn't actually been on Twitter consistently in like I quit Twitter in 2016 and then I came back, and actually when it was supposed to die in November, I put up like one tweet that was basically my goodbye tweet, and then it blew up, and then all of a sudden like all these people are talking to me about Star Trek, and now and through the run of Picard, you've seen I've been on Twitter like
I actually forgot
to a problematic level. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I actually got it like the week before Picard season 1 started, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna cave and just get Twitter.
Yeah.
I need to know every detail and like all the tweets from the actors.
And it's been like it's this, you know, and I mean, there's the angry people, but you just mute them and you just cultivate this little pocket of loveliness, you know. Oh yeah, you know, complaining about my show, get out of here.
I'm just glad that you said that, Jenny R. Johnson, because I moderate a lot of Star Trek fan groups on Facebook, and a lot of people just refuse to understand the mute function or the block function. If you don't like somebody, you can literally make it so that they don't exist ever again in your mind. As far as you know, they are gone forever. But rather than blocking
penalty
them,
box,
they want to go complain or do or fight. Like, it is the easiest. Imagine if real life was like that. Imagine if there's a stinky guy next to you at the gym and you could be like, no offense, but block. And he's gone. And it doesn't smell. You don't hear him. You don't like. have his warmth next to you or whatever. You don't. Is that better, or is it better to go to like the front desk and be like, there's a guy that's stinky over there on the bicep curls, and I just want, well, could you go over to a different machine? Yeah, but I don't want him to stink. Okay. Anyway,
So that was a Black Mirror episode. You could actually, when you block someone, like they would disappear from your field of vision, and when the state blocks you, no one sees you. It was pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yep, that was Black Mirror.
So
I
crazy.
need to watch that show.
That
It's
show
crazy.
is
Whoa, Shar, you haven't watched it? I figured
I have not.
I know.
like
It's
that's
one of
just
many
me.
that I've
Yeah.
missed over the years. Someday I'll catch up.
It's pretty trippy.
It's actually realistic too, because the robot dogs are starting to show up
Oh
in
my
cities.
God, right?
It's a good show to watch. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen a couple of their episodes. Like I saw the first one, and I saw another social media type
Oh
one,
my
but it was
God,
more
that
like
one's so
upvoting
creepy.
and
Liking.
downvoting, and they're in
Yeah.
these
Right.
tiny
I
little
heard about
rooms.
this one.
Oh my God.
Yep.
It's like that Orville episode, but on steroids.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
So we have another poll going on. The question is, what do you want to talk about next? The Picard finale with spoilers, so we can finally just blah, or we can all do our impression of Anne Marie and just say whatever.
Yeah.
Or the strange new, we could talk about Strange New Worlds
Oh my
and
God, I just
Klingons.
need to talk about that. Ugh.
Yeah.
Wait,
How
I can't tell
about
if you're
that
being
preview?
sarcastic.
No, I do.
Okay.
Like the second I saw it, I was like, I mean, what a choice.
Yeah. So what the heck were we talking about
I have to
before
say,
that?
like at first, I thought it was an ad. Like I thought it was YouTube showing me that like Klingon style that's like Gundam style music video that somebody made like a few years
Yeah, I
ago. It
remember
looked
that.
just
Gundam
like that
Klingon
Klingon.
style.
And then I was like, wait, this is a real this is real. But I mean, looks amazing.
So wait, so you're saying that
I didn't
Star
realize it
Trek
was a real-
Strange New Worlds trailer or teaser looks like Oppa Klingon style, right? Made by a bunch
Well,
of
that
fans.
Klingon looks
That's what
very
you're saying
similar.
right now.
Just like that Klingon shot. Like for some reason, it looked a lot like the background and everything just reminded me of that. So I thought it was that.
Well, this is a very tight race here. So here's what we'll do. Since it's almost 50-50, we'll just talk about Star Trek Strange New Worlds for a little bit. And then we can go into Picard spoilers. And then anybody that does want to hear spoilers can just cut out at the end. And we'll just keep things fair for everybody.
Yeah.
So changing the channel very quickly to
Strange New World.
here's just one more thing on no, we'll save that for the spoilers. Okay. So, there's too much.
It's tough.
So let's see, Strange New Worlds Klingon, right? That's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
That's what kind of hit the news. Everybody was freaking out because of where is it? There it is. There's an actual Klingon in the new teaser to Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And when I say actual, I don't mean to be disparaging to previous Klingons, but it's a very recognizable, immediately recognizable Klingon that we all know. We see this and we go, whoa, that's a Klingon. Do you remember in like 2017 before Discovery came out and somebody leaked that picture and they said, oh, look, on set, we're Klingons. And everybody was like,
What?
Yeah.
what?
Mm.
Those?
I like that.
And so there was a lot that happened with that. Now, fast forward, we now see this and we go, oh yeah, that's we can immediately recognize it. Does look a little bit different. Like the ridges are a little
What's
smoothed
going
out,
on
but
is like,
they're all
you know
different.
how when we had Noah AK on, he was talking about how like the makeup process that's going on in at least like on Discovery is like that 3D printed mask. So I kind of wonder if that's why it looks like a little bit smoothed out.
Or maybe they're trying to marry the TOS
Chiefo.
version of and the TNG version of the Klingons, so that there's that evolution, continuity and evolution of the Klingons.
I think he just has good skin. Like I was like, this guy really gets good skin. Like
He moisturizes,
Well,
right?
Andre loves that headcanon. That's funny.
Like that Klingon uses cocoa butter. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, what do you guys think
Now I
that
want to know everything
Klingons
about the
use to
Klingon beauty
moisturize?
industry.
Yeah.
I bet you Klingons moisturize like for real. That is like the one
They got
thing
to.
that they don't act like warriors about. They're
Oh,
like
yeah.
they slather themselves,
with
and Riker
lilac
comes in, he's like,
lotion.
Worf, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be
No.
ashy.
Remember all that time that Worf would spend sitting up in that chair looking in the mirror,
The Discovery Klingons clearly weren't moisturizing, and that's
Yes.
the difference. They unbanned it, and then they
And
started
you got to be
moisturizing
hardcore.
again.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were just like a rogue faction of the non-moisturizers.
ashy
That's
Klingons.
all. Ashy Klingons.
They were trying to start a trend. It didn't go well.
Mhm.
So Strange New Worlds, that's about less than 8 weeks away.
Yeah.
Can't even wait.
Hey.
So, less than 2 months, June 15th, it's coming out. I wonder, are the Klingons going to be part of one episode? Are they going to be multiple episodes? Is it going to be like, like the big bad of the season? Or are they going to come back once or twice, like
Could
the
Mary
Gorn were in
Chiefo
2
be in it?
episodes?
Be in it?
Man,
So,
Maybe.
That would be
I'm hoping.
awesome.
mother.
Mm.
I think she's going to be in Section
Mhm.
31. That's
I
what
hope
I
so.
picture.
Ooh.
The other
That
really
seems
cool
likely.
thing is like people who work on this show, since this thing came out, they're starting to release their clips of behind the scenes. And Bernadette Croft, I think on Instagram, she's like BERN Croft. She released
Wardrobe,
how
she's
she
amazing.
made, she released how she made like the Klingon wardrobe in that picture, and showed like back-to-back pictures with the TOS Klingons who also wear black and gold. So it's like an
Oh, nice.
updated
Cool.
her thought process. I just love when she shares like details of that. I can't wait for her to make a video about it. So far it's just
Cool.
like still pictures, but it's
Cool.
amazing. And when you do put them back to back, you're like, she like nailed the color and like the
Mhm.
shine. It's
It's
so cool.
gorgeous.
And I love that they nailed the janky teeth.
Yes.
Yes. These details matter.
Yeah,
Yes,
Worf
they
saw an
do.
orthodontist before
Yeah, he
the
did.
third
Only
season of
his-
Picard.
Or did he just
Only
get
his
dentures?
bottom teeth.
Oh, maybe he did get dentures.
Yeah.
He stopped using his sharpener.
Oh,
Yeah.
He probably
yeah.
wore it
Right?
out,
Yeah.
and then he never got another one.
Yeah, he borrowed Nog's
call,
sharpener,
Jenny.
Yeah.
tooth sharpener.
So
Bought
he
it.
bought it.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Are we going to see the Klingons more than once, or just is it going to be a quick cameo? Is it going to be one episode? Because
Not like
obviously they
two.
can do so much with it.
Yeah.
Doesn't Dr.
Well-
Mbenga, like, I heard somewhere that he has personal
Ooh.
history with the Klingons, so I'm wondering if that's going to be recurring.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
like I
wild.
think it is in his
Andre's
arc.
always
Yep.
got dirt on people.
I just
He's-
get all this Star Trek
He's
steam from-
fabulous, eh?
Yeah,
Oh my God. Dr.
Benga?
Thank you.
Oh,
Like I
I
feel
love him.
like
one of
like-
Benga.
yeah.
Well, that makes so
I
much
wanted to
sense
want
too.
more. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, his arc with his daughter resolved somewhat last year, so we
Mm.
kind of need a new thing for him to do. We could definitely go there.
He's
Well, in the
available.
trailer, it looked like he was having a moment with Nurse Chapel there. I was like,
noticed
wait,
that.
Yeah.
am I
Yeah.
seeing that right? I had
I'm
to watch
so
it a
into
couple
all
times.
that.
Yeah, I gotta watch it
What's
again.
that about?
Whoa.
There was a lot of staring into the eyes of love between
Yeah.
the two of them. I was like, wow.
Ooh, what's
Yeah.
happening
I was
here?
like, I'm so into all this shipping that I'm going to get to do.
You are.
Yes.
A lot of shipping. Well, Anne-Marie, would you rather see Mbenga with Chapel or Spock with Chapel?
Okay. If I haven't seen the season yet, but what I have to say is that like it's probably inappropriate because they work together in close quarters. And I just love her spark with Spock from season 1 so much. And also I want Dr. Mbenga for me. But
Got to get in
I
line
guess
behind
knowing
Kirk and
that
check
Spock
on.
is so unavailable,
Mhm.
I think like
Emotionally.
a fling with Dr. Mbenga would be like nice for her. But obviously, having watched TOS, like I'm just not excited to like meet whatever that guy's name is. I can't remember. I'm blocking on it. The one from like what are little girls made of? Her like weird fiance who then goes and makes all those androids.
Stone.
Oh, yeah.
Android, he's the worst.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, basically, we know that like anything will be short lived, but it would be nice to see some like torrent love affair fling. You know, that's like. I mean, I do think it's not unrequited, like totally unrequited, because Spock clearly like there is something, but he's not really giving her what she needs. So
what does she need?
I mean, shut up. Someone who's not like engaged to somebody else and playing games.
She needs a real relationship, but the thing is, I feel like she's going to keep going through a few bad ones before she finds that real good one.
And not just
like
one-offs, like that. I mean, she clearly like has a lot of like hookups.
Oh no, is Sam Kirk going to be one of the bad ones? What if she's dating Sam Kirk just because, like, you know?
Oh, I hate
she's
that.
Like, well, Spock isn't available, and this guy's cool, I guess. You know, he overcooks the bacon, but at least he tries.
I figure her big fling is going to be with Mbinga. And it's going to be horrible, and it's going to strain their working relationship. This is going to be bad.
Dicey.
Yeah, we want some drama. Yeah,
I'm so into this conversation.
And then, meanwhile, that way you can still keep the tease going between Chapel and Spock.
Yes.
And I don't know. I hope people learn things about relationships from all of this.
Exactly. I hope that she is allowed to be the free spirit that she wants to be, because like you know, give her the room to figure it out, and you know, see what she's comfortable with. And I love that we get a character that has that kind of range to be like, oh, I want to date this one, I want to date this guy, or date this girl. You know what I mean? And just like
learn from your mistakes.
Yep.
However, I will say,
and Mbinga probably needs a rebound.
I want Spock to stay with T'Pring, because I really like the actress that's playing T'Pring.
Oh yeah, she's amazing. I love her.
She shocked me by how good she was in. I already forgot the episode title.
Spock Amok.
Because that was I was so damn impressed with her in that episode that I don't, you know, because if Spock, you know, if they break up, she's probably not going to come back. There's no other reason for her to come back, you know, and I think she deserves.
I love her Vulcan
coming
couture.
Back.
Well, here's what I don't like about that is not anything to do with T'Pring, but what I don't like about like Spock's love interest character arc is that I don't like when somebody, like when people are like mixed culture or mixed heritage, and like they're set in only dating like within one half of that. I feel like he should be able to look at like anybody he wants, and it just seems so forced. And sort of, what does that say about like his other half of his heritage? Like, that one is like better than the other, and that's why he needs to pursue her. So I'd like to see him explore further.
That's kind of Spock's like whole thing, though, eh? Like he's which is better. It's not about the balance. He's
the balance.
But I must date Vulcan because they're better.
Maybe
real
this
quick,
is his
the
learning.
update. We have an update. Pat B in the live chat says Sam is married. So no, I didn't know that.
Good.
Is he married by the time of Strange New Worlds? Has that been officiated? Has that been like declared? Because maybe he gets married later.
I don't know. But sorry, Melissa, what were you saying? I just wanted to toss that out there.
Oh, no worries. No, I was just saying with T'Pring, this is his Spock's way of learning to step out of his rigid, you know, I can only date Vulcans, you know. And I, going into this, did not want to like T'Pring at all, and she won me over. She did.
Same.
She won me over.
I thought, why are they doing this? They don't have to really, but gosh, it was interesting.
We're gonna get some hardcore Spock emo moments again too. Like when they showed up.
Emo Spock is great.
Like
with when he has the sideburns all like curly cues. He's going. And he looks like he should be making a frappuccino.
I just love it.
On the rock.
Can we bring back Spock's beard, please? I just the beard.
You like the beard?
I like the beard. I do. It was an awesome beard.
Yeah, it was cute.
I didn't
yeah,
care for it. I prefer the long hair from the motion picture kind of look. He wants to go for more hair. Hi, Mochi.
That reminds me, that everybody at home, before we hit record, before we went live, we had quite a battle amongst us about how to have a margarita.
Oh,
Do you have it on the rocks or do you have it blended? And that is the poll question right now. Let us know who's right and who's wrong. I feel like I was pretty outnumbered here, if I remember correctly. So we'll address that. Well, let's get into, in just a few seconds here so people can finish their votes. We'll get into some Picard spoilers for a few minutes because I really want to know, the bottom line is, what's everybody's favorite moment? That's what we always like to talk about, is the best freaking part of Star Trek Picard.
Oh, can I just point out Anne Marie's answer in the live chat? Answer however the Rio serves it to me.
just take it.
However the Rio serves it to her. That's funny.
That's funny.
That is
So-
funny.
Everybody at home, we're going to get into spoilers in just a second here, but before you go, let's tell everybody where they can find us so that if they do leave, they'll know where to find us online. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel, where can they find you?
At Anne-Marie Siegel 1 on Twitter.
What about you, Melissa Longo?
At Melissa Longo, Malissa, on what's it called, social media, and then the introvertedrepublic.com under the Walking Art Made by Melissa tab.
That's a high note. What about you, Jenny R?
Well, you can find me, Jenny R. Johnson, just at Jenny R. Johnson on Twitter, but I'm Jenny R. Johnson Art on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can also find me at my website, jennyrjohnson.com.
Awesome.
Perfect. What about you, Andre Kottman? Does it have something to do with sci-fi?
Yes, you can find me at the Sci-Fi Dre at Twitter, and I'm also on ArtStation at www.artstation.com/sci-fi Dre.
Oh, cool. That's where all your
Cool.
goodies are, right?
Yes.
Cool. And yourself, Shirt Twinsy?
You can look me up on Twitter. My handle is Oath Profanity. And I think last week I mentioned for Mission Log Prodigy, we were reviewing a book where we're scrapping that because the action figures are finally coming and we're going to unbox them for our next show. And it's going to be so much fun. So hopefully we record that this coming week and then it's released the following week.
Oh, I can't
Awesome.
even wait.
Awesome.
And our buddy Aaron Waltke got his pre-order toys. And,
I
sorry,
saw
action figures.
that.
Here's the
I'm
cutest
jealous.
thing
I
about that.
my God.
So I commented how much I loved it, and then his dad hearted my comment.
Aw, you guys.
Oh,
I love that.
So, and everybody at home, you can find me, if I don't know why you would, but you can on Twitter at RyanTG Husk. That's at RyanTG Husk, or Virtual TrekCon, Falling Tower, and the Seventh Rule on your favorite social media and or YouTube. And go ahead and support this show by clicking on the link in the description box below that says Star Trek and Chill on Shopify so you can get some radical goodies. All right. This is your spoiler warning. So if you got to run, we'll miss you and we'll see you soon, okay? Especially on Tuesday on the Main Viewer Live. Let's hit it and quit it. What was your favorite part of Star Trek Picard? That's the big question. Melissa Longo, what was
Yes.
your favorite moment about the Star Trek Picard finale?
I have two. I have two favorite moments. The first one is the very, very end, around the poker table with the music, and oh my gosh, it was so good. It's one of my favorite moments in Star Trek. I think just that image,
Yes.
it's beautiful. And my favorite moment, I think, in television history is Snorf.
Yes.
Snoring.
So adorable.
I love that.
That was great. That was
Snorf
awesome.
forever.
Snore.
That's my favorite moment too.
Oh my God.
But I did ask the question when we did the seventh rule review of how long did they do that final scene? Because I could picture that they were just doing it forever. And the directors, Terry Matalas has given them instruction, keep doing this, keep doing that, and Brent Spiner's probably being a wise guy, cracking jokes, and they're trying to stay in character and all that. But apparently we have an answer to that question.
Ooh.
And that answer is, this is from Collider.com. Star Trek Picard season 3 showrunner says, that's Terry Matalas, says, let the cameras roll for 45 minutes on the series finale scene. Sorry, series final scene.
By the way, this is my answer to your question, is the uncut footage, which we have not fully seen yet. But if they put that on the Blu-ray, and it sounds like maybe they actually will, that's going to be my favorite part.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Seeing these guys doing their thing for 45 minutes straight, unfiltered.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
So good. I could have watched that forever. I could have watched 45 minutes of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Watch it all day.
Yeah.
Jenny,
family.
What was your favorite moment in Star Trek Picard, the finale? And also, is that going to be your next project, that scene right there?
You heard it here first, folks. Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Yay.
I just have I have a Star Wars painting I have to finish.
Your paintings are
I can wait.
As long as you're done
within a few days,
in the next 2 weeks for May the 4th, you'll be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No problem. I'm gonna rush through it this weekend because I want to like my square canvas is waiting for me. I had a feeling. So this scene, I mean, there's so much in this episode that was amazing and perfect, and I could go on. But this scene, just like we were saying, it's not an ending, it's just seeing them living their best lives, really so I'm sorry. So just so happy, so content, the grin on Picard's face as they were going around the table, just this, and the fact that he was the one that pulled out the cards,
Yeah.
Ace of Spades.
When in all good things, I mean, he sort of not reluctantly, but was like, is it okay if I sit down? And this time he's like, ha.
You were always welcome.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. So that was that was just a gift. That was a gift, I think, to them, to that family, those characters, those actors, and to all of us.
Yep.
I was all for it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Andre Kottman? Did you have a favorite moment, or were you just kind of fast forwarding through most of it?
That's impossible.
23 minutes of ending.
Right? Just stick right to the end. Who dies? No, I think my favorite moment was oh my God, seeing the Enterprise D go up against the Borg cube. I mean, it was terror and it was excitement, because I remember when I was a kid seeing the Enterprise D go against the Borg cube, and it's it all came back. And then there was a moment where he looked at Dr. Crusher and he goes so, you got to fire the weapons manually. And she handles it like a boss, and just torpedoes and phasers go everywhere.
That look afterward.
Yes. And then seeing the Enterprise, he just shoot all those torpedoes. I'm like, that is what I wanted to see. That, I think, is my single favorite moment of the whole
awesome.
Whole episode. Yeah.
Lots happened in 20 years.
Yep.
Gandalf,
Enterprise
1 of
D
9.
still got it.
Gandalf, 1 of 9, has the same question Melissa has, which is, what the happened to Laris?
For real though.
Yeah.
I have thoughts.
I got a call.
I have thoughts on that.
Me too.
What are they?
I think honestly, I think when they said goodbye in the first episode, she was saying goodbye. She's a smart woman. She is possibly even older than he is. She made it very clear before that she's not waiting around. And you know, she saw how he looked after he got a message from Beverly. She's like, we're done.
Good point.
Yeah.
Totally
I highly
knew.
disagree. I feel like the polar opposite
that's
way.
great. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's an interesting take,
there's
though.
a missing scene that maybe they shot, you know, in my head canon, they totally did, where she joins them, you know, for the poker game. Look, you know, she's late, you know, they have their moment, and then she comes in and he introduces her to everybody. She becomes a part of the fold. And then every month, everybody comes to the vineyard and they come around, they have dinner and they have a poker game, and everybody drinks the wine and pretends it's good. And it's wonderful.
I think I agree with both of you.
Does sound
I feel
nice.
like Laris knew and Picard owed her a courtesy call. The second part of that is that I do feel like he should go back to Laris, because I'm like the biggest Picard crusher shipper ever. And for some reason this season, I felt like zero chemistry. And I felt like, and there were multiple scenes where where Jack was involved, where she would just go hug Jack and the camera would linger, especially this episode. And I was like, look up at Picard, like, and give him like a thank you for saving your son. And she just like wouldn't, or it would like take way too long.
Yeah, that's done.
And when they dropped off the kid at college, like there was like no chemistry.
Nepo baby.
I agree with you on that. And to me, it didn't feel, I mean, it felt like a potential goodbye for Laris and Picard, but it didn't feel as much. They didn't
know
feel
what was a
as
goodbye.
Right, but they didn't feel as done as a couple as Crusher and Picard feel like they're done as a couple. Yeah, they have a kid together, and that they're going to do all of those things that they need to do to support Jack. But that other, because Beverly kind of said that she knew that it was over after before she found out she was pregnant. So
it's just douchey that Picard didn't call Laris. Because I think Laris knew that.
Hey, he's French.
I think that she assumed it would be over, and he didn't, and he never called. And
I think he called.
It might not be over. Okay.
I think he called, and she was like, "I know."
Yeah.
I think he just sent some codec message to her that she never.
It's funny though, because I feel like I don't think Picard and Crusher are together, but I think they're not done based on what I saw.
I think they've been partial booze for 30 years. I think they had been slowly kind of out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes fast.
And I feel like they're going
slow.
to continue doing that. I feel like they're living in different places. They see each other.
I just needed a few more looks from her to him to like convince me and make me more happy.
I got such a different impression. This is fascinating.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I feel like that final scene where they're taking Jack to his ship, it's like they've forged more of a friendship together, but they're friends, and it's a deeply rooted friendship, but there's really nothing romantic about it. It's very intimate, but not in that sense. Whereas I feel like with Laris, he has that intimacy. He had just barely started to open up with her. Why throw that away? Yeah. Wasn't that the whole point of season 2? At least a part of it?
We're so blinded by the Anxiety sizzle. Like,
that's hot.
Those two were like hot, like
I know,
like
right?
burning up the screen.
I mean, that shit's hot. Yeah, it really is.
I mean,
and Marie's reading glasses were steaming up.
Yeah, I've never been able to get enough of them. I've been reading for them since scene 1.
We needed some of that, and it was so good.
Well, Shar, did you have a favorite moment, or was it all just like the favorite moment in your head canon that these guys are pooping on?
It's rudely? Eventually drifted that way, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, and it's the things that we have not seen that maybe we'll get on the Blu-ray extras. So I'm very indecisive about what it is right now.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Favorite.
Now I really want to see these extras on the Blu-ray. Like, you got me thinking that
Oh
there's
my
actually gonna be
God.
some good
I'm such
stuff.
a junkie for them. I love them.
Mhm.
Me too.
Amory, are your favorite moments
Okay.
just anytime Riker and Troy were looking at each other?
Basically.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I'm also going to add, like, I think I would say that it was Majel's computer voice, but I mean, episode 9 sort of like stole the show with that for me, like when you first hear it. So my favorite moments are Deanna saving the day. I felt like it finally used her power, like her like special gifts in a way that
Mhm.
actually was like moved the plot along. It made her look amazing, and I've always like she's always been my favorite since like,
Yeah.
forever. She's such an amazing woman, and I love her, and she's such a role model for me, like forever. She always does it with such a good style, and she's just like she has such a like lovely way about her,
Mhm.
but doesn't take any bullshit, and she's so intelligent. So yeah, that was my favorite. And then also when Data started the limerick, because since I first heard that when I was 3,
That was
like,
great.
That was
I've been laughing
great.
about it
No!
for decades. And like
Data.
we would like quote it at my house growing up. It was just such a funny moment. And then to call back to that random
God.
moment that like little kids thought was hilarious, like
Yeah.
in the 80s, was just that
Love
made my
it.
heart so happy. I'm like, I'm totally calling my dad later, being like, "Have you seen it yet?"
Yeah.
So good.
I hope
I
Data
told my
adopts another
brother to
cat.
watch it.
Me
I
too.
hope so,
should.
too.
Totally.
He needs one.
2 cats.
Give
Mhm.
Deanna a break.
He
Call it
runs a
Spot
cat
2.
cafe.
Or a
10
cat
forward
rescue.
becomes a cat cafe. Step side
Yeah.
guided.
Oh my gosh.
So what was
Uh,
yours, Ryan?
Yeah, I was thinking about
Yeah.
that. I don't know. I feel like there were so many great moments, but I think it was right before the above the shooting down scene of the poker scene. But it was still the poker scene, but it was when we were just getting shots of all of them laughing and happy.
Mhm.
And that just made me so happy to see all of them acting happy. But it was believable. And it just it really affected me, where I didn't realize how much I cared about these characters until I was so happy to see them happy. And that just, man, Amory's crying just thinking about it right now. It
Just
was
that
so
weight
good.
being lifted
It
from
made
Picard
me
when he's in
feel
that
so
board
good,
ship
yeah.
with Jack, and he just realizes like he's complete now and what he's been missing, because he always had such a weird like something weighing him down. And
Mhm.
when Renee died in the fire, like that like upset me for
Amory!
decades.
It was
I
the
know,
most
and it's
damn
just
beautiful thing. And Beverly, when she had this great
adding
smile
to
and
this, you
laugh.
know,
Oh,
Picard
so
scrapbook.
good.
I want like Picard to go home, like that he has in Generations, and it has like that weird, like he did like a scrapbooking class, and it has like that hologram border. I want
You're
him to, like, go
destroying
home
Jenny
from
Ann
this
Marie.
series
You're
and add
obliterating
more
her.
pages for Jack. Oh my gosh. I think the one other thing we didn't really mention is that, I mean, I kind of was done with Q after season 2. But I always it was always fun when he showed up in TNG. It was very
Cupid.
TNG. But then when he came up at the end, and I actually had thought the season had ended, and then you
Yeah.
get that extra bonus scene, and he pops up, and I didn't realize how sad I was that he had died
Oh,
last
yeah.
season. And also
Yeah.
with us knowing Q's child from Voyager, and how long he's known Jack's dad, it just felt like it made that time, just all of that backstory made it feel like such a lived-in universe and so
Mhm.
special, and oh my god, I need to see this show like crazy.
Well,
I know.
guys, yeah, we're just about out of time here. We're gonna have to run, so we might have to talk about this more next week, because now there'll be no spoilers, red alerts or embargoes, because that's been a week, so that's
Yeah.
plenty.
Yes.
Reginald DJ Thomas says, "Hey Ryan, we never found out the species of the Vatican. I know I don't want to bring that up because I think people are going to say it's changelings, but I'm like, no, because she specifically
green.
said your people
Right.
to those people.
Yeah.
Why would she say your people when she's talking? Anyway, I wish we'd gotten the answer to that. I was worried that we wouldn't, and we didn't. So that's a bummer. We're going to have to tweet out to Terry Metalis to answer that question for us. But real quick, let's talk about the week ahead. First things first, go over to the Seventh Rule YouTube channel and check out our review of this Picard finale with Walter Koenig. That was another amazing thing. He actually had a
Amazing.
longer scene than I expected. That was really good.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, at 9 a.m. Pacific time, that is 12 p.m. Eastern time, go over to the 7th Rule YouTube channel and check out our review. It'll be premiering of Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 1, episode, where are we? Oh, there it is.
Mostly water?
Episode 17, that's right, Home Soil, with, of course, Denise Crosby and Dr. Mohammed Noor to make sense out of all that biology talk for us. He actually does confirm or deny whether we are ugly bags of mostly water. And he said emphasis on the ugly.
Good.
Is rude.
Well, maybe that's just in that Christmas tree light.
Yeah. And then on the 7th Rule YouTube channel on Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we've got our full review of Angel 1. That's the Next Generation episode, nice. Angel 1, with actor Leonard Crowfoot. That's a great one. He's got the most incredible, amazing story that totally destroyed Denise. Denise was broken up about it because it's such a beautiful story, and he's such a great guy, and you're going to love that.
Trent. Yeah.
Trent. You don't want to miss it.
Oh, wow.
6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the 7th Rule YouTube channel. Then right here on the Virtual TrekCon channel, live at 5 p.m. Pacific, that's 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's 9 p.m. Nova Scotia time, I bet.
Yep.
Come right back here for the main viewer. We'll be talking about all the news of the week. Man, there's so much news, and we didn't even have time to cover any of it. And then lastly, on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the Falling Tower YouTube channel. It is new month. So anything that's new, we're reviewing. This coming Wednesday, that's 5 days from now, we will be reviewing, remind me, Ryan. Oh yeah, I remember now. We are reviewing Last of Us on HBO Max with writer, director, producer, Neil Stevens. So that's myself, nice. Mohammed, and Neil. And the following month will be Fantasy Month. So check all that stuff out. Anyway,
sensational.
You know where to find us, everybody. So please do make sure that you liked this video. Make sure you are subscribed. And, tell everybody on Twitter, Facebook, Mastodon, Discord. Who goes on Discord? I know some people love it.
Discord.
But share this video on Discord to all of your pals. And thank Andre and Jenny for playing with us. That was really cool. And
for having me.
Tanya of Mars, call her Tranya of Mars. She seemed to like it. All right. That's about it. See you later. Shag, Aaron, Chuck A, DJ, Kitty Cat, Dave Gregory, Leb, Volk, David Schrader, and all of y'all. Robert Kaiser is still
It was our friend David
awake.
who was asking for the ship information. He runs that 10 Forward group that's awesome on Facebook.
Oh, cool. Great.
Awesome.
Donnie, May, what's up? Glenn Iverson, Fran Iverson, Dr. Mohammed Noor is there. He said, I just finished watching the first Last of Us a few minutes ago for that review. So stay tuned.
That's awesome.
Anyway, you guys, Shar is hungry. Jenny needs a nap. It's late.
You know I am.
So thank you all very much. We will see you next time. And until then, have a chill weekend. You've earned it.